How to walk away from $5 million. Hey, general partner, hey, sponsor, hey, manager, here's $1 million. And we'll even go up to maybe $5 million, but you got to guarantee the return and you got to guarantee it personally. Now, before I get into exactly what I'm talking about and why you should know exactly what I'm talking about, if you get some value out of this episode, make sure you click that subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so Darin, what's going on? $5 million, walking away from $5 million. What are you talking about? What do you mean? When you are in the position that I've been in now for at least 2-3 decades of bringing in investment partners, and so I'm contacted by investment partners. All right, I'm just going to use IP here for investment partners. So I'm contacted by potential investment partners. They contact me and they say, hey, Darin, we see what's going on. We hear what you're doing. We've been referred to you by somebody, or I see what's happening with what you're doing there in the Heartland, in Iowa, with your apartment communities. I want to be a part of that. I want to invest in that with you. I want to be one of your partners, okay? I'm just going to put it to you like that, as simple as that, in terms of people contacting us, investors contacting us. And it's typically CEOs, high income earners, accredited investors, business owners, especially business owners that have recently sold their businesses and they've got, some cash and they're looking to, put some cash to work as a result of that. So those, professionals, physicians, attorneys, etc. So those are the kind of investors that contact me and say, hey, Darin, we want to get involved in this Heartland multifamily ownership. Take us through the process. The other investor that gets in touch with me from time to time are family offices. Okay. So family offices are basically set up to guide, in many cases, families, and sometimes it's an office that's kind of hired to do something for the family, or the family office may have their own process and system in place where they're looking to place money, they're looking to invest, and so they contact me. So family offices will contact me. Well, recently I had a family office contact me, interested in what we were doing, wanting to possibly get involved in what we're doing, wanting to invest. Great. All right. So what's the next step? Well, the next step is to do what I call talk turkey. Okay. So we talk about, okay, here's what you can expect. Here's how I do business. Here's how you benefit as an investor. Here's how our partnership works. Here's what you can expect, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So far, I've probably not told you anything like any big reveal here so far, but here's what this family office decided to do. They came back to me and they said, hey, Darin, we're interested in doing business with you. We want to check some things out, and get to the bottom of a few things, but here are our terms in doing business with us. Well, really two things. Number one, we want you to guarantee us a return. Okay, so we want you to guarantee us a return on our investment. That's interesting. In almost 30 years, I've never had to do that, but okay, all right. So you want me to guarantee a return. Okay. And before I could say anything or really respond with anything, they said, oh, wait, there's another thing. There's one more thing we want. We want you to personally guarantee our investment. Okay. Personally. So not only, Darin, do we want you, or do we expect from our sponsors, our general partners, etc., not only do we expect a guaranteed return, we expect you to personally guarantee our investment so that in the event something happens, we lose any of our money, you got to take care of it personally. Okay, so let me ask you, what would you do in that situation? Not only will we invest $1 million up front, $1 million, I'll just use that right there, $1 million up front. Later on, we'll put in another $5 million. Now what would you do? You've got an investment fund. You're looking to grow and expand. You're looking to do more, make more of an impact. You've got a family office that contacts you and says, hey, Darin, here's $1 million. Or, hey, general partner, hey, sponsor, hey, manager, here's $1 million. And we'll even go up to maybe 5 million, but you got to guarantee the return and you got to guarantee it personally. What would you do? You know what I did? I said one word. Nope. Nope. You may be on one side of the fence or the other side. You may be thinking, Darin, you dummy. Are you kidding me? All you got to do is guarantee a return. If you're so good at what you do and everything works as well as you say it's going to work, that should be no problem. Same with the personal guarantee. Okay, you might be on that side of the fence. You might be on the side of the fence where you're like, oh man, you can't guarantee returns. You can't personally, you don't know what's going to happen out there. Things happen. Economic swings, wars. There could be property issues. There could be storms. There could be tornadoes. There could be, you know what I mean? It's wildfires, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So what do you do? What did you say? Did you say no? Well, let me tell you why I said no, okay? Because there's really no wrong answer. Really, I'm just giving you my answer to not only give you an idea what my thinking is regarding investors and regarding partners, but also maybe to give you some ideas too. Okay, so I said no, and one of the main reasons I said no is number one, risk. Now, if you followed my train model, okay, train, Train, my train model and method of owning and investing in apartments, you recognize risk because it's R, okay, risk. And so my experience has been over the last 3 decades to make sure that I've got processes and systems to minimize risk big time. Okay, we're not like guessing. We don't need the planets to align exactly in order for things to work out. Okay, so we avoid those kinds of deals. But at the end of the day, though, there's got to be risk in this for everybody. I can't take all of the risk. If you're an investor, you're investing, you want to have a solid return, you want really good short-term and long-term benefits, you got to take a little bit of what? Risk. You got to take some risk. It can't be all on my shoulders when you're the one wanting to invest and get some benefit out of it as well. Okay? So yeah, even though with the train method, we do go through our processes and systems to make sure that everything doesn't have to work out perfectly in order for the multifamily property to work for all of us. By the same token though, all the risk isn't on my shoulders if you're an investor. By being an investor, especially a sophisticated kind of investor, higher income, accredited, family office, you need to be taking some risk too. Can't all be on me. All right, so that's number one. Number one is risk. Number two, short-term versus long-term. Okay, now what do I mean by that? The main reason most investors, most general partners like me, owners like me, operators like me, founders like me, managers like me would say, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll guarantee well into the double-digit return that you want to have guaranteed. I'll personally guarantee it. What's one of the main reasons why someone in my position working with investors would say yes to that? What's one of the reasons why? Short-term thinking. Short-term thinking. Okay, if what's right in front of me is creating such a large amount of stress, such a large amount, maybe a frustration. And one of the only ways I can see past that short term is by agreeing to something like this. I'm thinking just what? I'm thinking just short term. How powerful can your investment really be when you're only thinking short term? Not very good. As a matter of fact, what might look great short term might look what long term, like a bad idea. Yeah, so how do I know this? From experience, expensive experience, that's how I know it. Because up front, it's like, gosh, If we had an extra million, extra $5 million, we could, I've already got properties targeted. I already know what we do. So short term, I'm like, man, I got this. Short term, I've got really good ideas on where this capital can go. So I get the capital, we make the investment, we're on the road, then all of a sudden, what starts to kick in? Long term starts to kick in. Well, the property, it didn't get to the level of cash flow I thought it would after year one. We had a setback with a major repair we had to do, and we had some units that we had to take offline for a while, as an example. Okay, so you cannot be motivated. You cannot make your direction go in the way of the short term. Now, you've got to have short-term tactics and strategies, obviously, but when you're thinking short-term, you're going to do something like this, and you'll end up regretting it when? Later. That's right. You'll end up regretting it later. So that's number 2, short-term versus long-term. All right? Short-term versus long-term. And then number 3, it's the motivation frame. Okay? Motivation frame. Okay, motivation frame. Now you're probably wondering, Darin, what in the heck is a motivation frame? What do you mean by motivation frame? Let's set the stage here for a second. So, by the way, family office comes in and we have good conversation, and let's say I agree to guarantee return. Let's say I agree to personally guarantee this, and all of a sudden, who now has the most powerful frame in our relationship? Who does? They do. Who's going to be able to dictate most of the terms, most of the way things will operate once we continue to move forward with our relationship? Is it going to be me? Am I going to be able to do it? Remember, I'm the one that's doing all of the management. I'm the one that's taking all of the risk. I'm the one that's in this day to day, trying to make sure that this investment goes better than what we expect. So all of the pressure is on me, but who's going to have the say-so? Who's going to have the most influence? Who's going to have the more powerful frame in this relationship? Is it going to be me, or is it going to be them? It's going to be them, isn't it? 100%. So by me acquiescing to this, by me saying, okay, all right, sure, we'll do that, because we really are thinking, what? Short term, long term, is this going to be a potential problem? A big one for me? Yeah. Do you think it's just going to stop right here after we get this funded and we get going? No, because remember, now we're going to be partners. So now what happens after I'm the one doing all of the time, effort, energy, and work on this? Do you think that I'm going to be able to call the shots like I want to? No. Who am I going to have to check in with? I have to check in with them. I want to make maybe a major decision, maybe not even a major decision. Who am I going to have to check in with? I'm going to have to check in with them. You get the point. My frame is diminished. I'll use this word, authority is now diluted big time. And so what kind of an impact am I going to have now after this? That much of an impact. That much. Right? So those 3 main things I want you to be thinking about when it comes to walking away from not $1 million, but $5 million. Why in the world would you do that? Why in the world would you not take advantage of that? Those situations don't come along every day, Darin. What are you doing walking away from it? You got a good idea why I did and why I will continue to do that. And let's go ahead and let's kind of come full circle here and talk about number 1. Everybody needs to take risk. In an investment, especially a partnership, everybody's got to have skin in the game here. It can't be just me. It can't be just them. We all got to have skin in the game. Okay? One of the things that my partners love about me and doing business with me in this investment environment with our multifamily properties is I have my own skin in the game. Okay, every day. Okay, but everybody's got to have their skin in the game, right? So number 1, skin in the game. Number 2, short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. Guys, you got to be thinking long-term when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's easy not to. It's so tempting not to. Man, short-term, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. 2 years down the road, 4 years down the road, 5 years down the road, it's like, oh my God, what in the hell was I thinking? Okay. Short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. And then the motivation frame. Who's going to have going forward? Once we consummate this relation, we agree upon something like this. Now, who's got the power in this? Who's got the say so? So you're telling me the investor that doesn't hardly have any risk is going to have most of the say so? Is that what you want? It's not what I want. It's not what I want. And it's not how I do business. Okay? It's not how I do it, because I know what that frame is going to do later on. Okay, guys, look. If you get yourself into a situation where hopefully the good news would be you got people coming to you wanting to invest in what you're doing. Maybe it's not multifamily, maybe it's something else, but they want to do business with you. They want to align with you. Keep in mind, it doesn't just start with having an interest. It doesn't just start with, yeah, we want to put $1 million, $5 million, whatever the amount is. It starts with, now what is the motivation? What does this relationship look like later? Not just now. How will they be impacted? How will you be impacted? And at the end of the day, does it make long-term sense to do it? All right. Guys, hopefully what I've talked to you about has made some sense. It's made you maybe think a little bit about this kind of situation, maybe what you would do. And by the way, if you have been down this road and you have a similar experience, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your comments below on it and get an idea exactly what you've done, how you did it. It would be great hearing from you. And hopefully you got some good value out of this episode of the Heartland Multifamily Show, the place for all things multifamily. All right, take care. We'll see you. All right, bye-bye. If you want to get your hands on more great multifamily real estate content, make sure you click here. If you want to invest passively in great multifamily real estate, make sure you click here.